Welcome to AsBAA, Asia Business Aviation Association. We are promoting three main pillars in here. That is representation, advocacy and community. We are putting together all the industry players, the regulators, the authority and the clients in order to grow the industry better, wider and stronger. We have our vision, our mission. We would like to grow this industry together into a greater height. There is so much more potential in here and we are very confident we could grow. We could be a significant contributor to the GDP of the country. We would like to see a lot more people filling in the gap on the talent management. We would like to see a lot more active participation from the government, from the agencies, from the operators come together in AsBAA, communicate with us, engage with us. We would like to be with you. You know, as a solution-focused organization, we would like to work together with every entity, every stakeholder that pushing the boundaries in this industry without compromising on safety.
University Kuala Lumpur Malaysian Institute of Aviation Technology is the partner university for the AsBAA Discovery, where AsBAA Discovery is providing the students for the future next aviation generations. So we are approved training organizations by local authority CAAM and also by the international authority which is EASA. We are here to strengthen the collaborations in order to help the AsBAA Discovery.
Discovery is one of the main components on AsBAA overall. This is one initiative, our CSR initiative, to promote next generation coming together directly into the industry. We organize many business activities. We put them together in the aviation real environment, talking to our engineers, our pilots, our CEOs, and we also organize summer aviation camp that make them really learn the demand, the requirement, the real activities that happening in the industry. There is a little gap from the university and the industry, so by having this kind of activity, we solve that problem. By having this activity now, we open up to the university, to the public, to the parents, to the colleges, that hey, there are such things in a casual setup, in a more friendlier environment, you know, that encourage students to develop a little bit more deeper interest into the industry. This kind of activity is so important. People say seeing is believing. So this is part of it. Most of the feedback that we get from the parents, from the students that engage, this is life-changing experience for them, and we would like to do a lot more, especially in Malaysia.
If you're currently a student studying in aviation industries, we highly encourage you to participate in AsBAA Discovery for you to get direct exposure with the manufacturing industries, airlines, opportunities, activities, and to get your knowledge and insight directly with a first-hand experience within the industry itself. It is very exciting and we can't wait to see you there. Thank you.
Every month, third week, on Tuesday 2 p.m, we're having a Malaysia chapter meeting. So during this chapter meeting, we are putting together AsBAA members that consist of many categories, be it from the OEM, be it from the ground handlers, be it from the flight support or other areas that is directly related and supporting our business. Now we are very happy because the government agencies are slowly come out and be part of our meeting, offering a lot more initiatives to encourage the growth, the development, and holding hands together with us in order to boost the development of this industry in this country. We have Women in Corporate Aviation Asia, WCAA, with the main objective to promote a lot more women in the industry. We believe women empowerment is highly needed in the male-dominated industry. We also promoting scholarship, mentoring, leadership, and global network. We have our sister organization in the USA, Europe and Middle East supporting most of our activity in here. Women talent, women pool are one area that is so underutilized. So we need to highlight this. We need to encourage a lot more women to be more involved, to step up and understand that there is so many opportunity in here and you can be part of it. AsBAA Discovery has been in establishment since 2018 until today. We are putting together the next generation and the industry player in the aviation environment so that we can learn, we can expose them, we can engage, we can communicate directly with the student. We want to know, sometimes they get confused or they are uncertain about certain things. So, having the right explanation from the right expert in the industry solve the issues of confusion. And sometimes they're really curious about certain things and they want to know the prospect of it, the future of it, how to go about. So using AsBAA Discovery platform, they enable them to eliminate the confusion or the misunderstanding or miscommunication or the uncertainties that they have in their mind or back in the university. So we have this engagement from time to time. We will try to do it a lot more often. Yes, today we have a good support from the state government, from the government agencies, and of course from the industry players. We also try to develop a better internship program so that students should be able to understand that, hey, when I finish this study, this is the area that I can go and do my internship and learn a lot more to gain the industry experience.
Hello everyone, welcome to our session for today. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Aida Safia binti Kasrim, but I'm best known as Safia. I'm from UCAA Miat, currently doing my final semester in Diploma Aeroplane Maintenance. Okay. So for today's webinar, we have a very interesting topic, which is women and youth empowerment. All right. And joining us today are two panelists that is well known as the president of Women Corporate in Aviation and Aerospace, Miss Aida Ismail herself. And also Miss Nurul Huda Mohamed Afandi, a vice president of Malaysia Youth and Council. All right. Okay, so today's webinar is organized by WCAA and in collaboration with AsBAA Discovery. Okay, without further ado, let's get to know our two beautiful panelists here. Maybe you guys can give a simple introduction of yourself, starting with Miss Aida.
Thank you, Safia. Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, first and foremost, thank you for organizing this session. It's a fantastic, interesting, and I think very important session, Women and Youth Empowerment. I am Aida Ismail. I'm the Regional Director for Asia for Hadid International Services. We are a global trade support company with HQ in Dubai, and we have our global presence all around the world, been operating nearly for 40 years now. I'm also the Board of Governor and Chapter Head for Asian Business Aviation Association, AsBAA. And yeah, I'm the President for Women in Corporate Aviation Asia. And most importantly, I'm a mother to one son. Yeah, so thank you, Safia.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Aida. We can hear a self-introduction from Ms. Nurul Huda.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you to WCAA and UCAA team for the invitation for today's session. I'm Nurul, Vice President of Malaysia Youth Council. A bit of my background, I actually graduated from Melbourne Uni, came back and was working with KPMG and then to Petronas. So I was doing audit. I was in group internal audit and IT audit back then. And then I left to do my own business. I'm actually running training and consulting business now. I teach mainly on digital marketing. So that's my profession. And in MBM as volunteer. Before that, I was in WCAA Malaysia as National President 2017. So for those who are not familiar, what is MBM? MBM is the umbrella body for all youth organizations in Malaysia. We are registered in the Registrar of Youth under the Kementerian Belia dan Sukan, and under the network of MBM, we have about 1 million. We represent over 1 million members of our affiliates, which comprise of 40 national organizations, and then we have State Youth Council and District Youth Council as well.
Wow, together with us, very two wonderful and powerful women. All right, so before we get started with the question I prepared for you guys today, I would like to remind the audiences that are joining, you guys can drop your questions in the comment section throughout the session, and we're going to have a little Q&A session at the end after we finish all the questionnaires. And I am known that Miss Aida actually prepared a very small but very cute little souvenir we have there. So for those who really active joining us today, asking questions and all, so you guys get to have the opportunity and the chance to get that, okay? All right, so for the first question, I would like to ask to Miss Aida. Okay, the topic that we are going to discuss today is women and youth empowerment. So maybe Miss Aida can elaborate more on what is the concept of women empowerment itself.
Okay, I like what Kate Young, a Canadian politician and a former journalist, mentioned. What she could. Women empowerment is enable women to take control of their own life, set their own agenda, organize to help each other, and make demands on the state for support and on the society itself for change. Ultimately, we would like to transform individuals to wider perspective and to put sufficient importance to collective action. The key word here is collective action. Collective action. As it is to make sure that each of the individual involved get empowered. So I think that is very, very important, and that is quite important meaning to women empowerment. And if you see Mary Cow, another feminist, saying that women empowerment actually is the highlight of sense of gaining control of participation in decision making. So you have your independent thinking, you are able to use your senses to understand, to turn into action what is best for your own well-being. Yeah, that is women empowerment.
Okay, very clear and precise answer from Ms. Aida. Okay, then we proceed to our second panel, Ms. Nurul Huda. I'd like to ask you, what are the main barriers faced by women nowadays?
Okay, I think we need to see in which context. Basically, we have women in career, women in like NGO. The challenges will be different. For example, I was speaking more towards the NGO perspective, because in NGO, most of us are volunteers. Basically, we take time out of our work or our business to spend time to contribute to the society. So the challenges that I see from other young women out there is that, number one, it clashes with their, some of our activities, some of our meeting clashes with the work or the family requirement. So because of that, they can't how to say, fully engage and volunteer their time. I have seen like outstanding performers who are, what do you call that, who are very active before they were married, but because after they got married, then they have kids, therefore then they cannot fully participate or cannot take up positions in the youth organizations because because of family restriction, or maybe because the husband don't allow. So this is one of the big challenges that we face, which lead to lack of women youth leaders in our NGO organizations. The other thing is also, I think, in terms of culture, I come from another NGO background, JCI, Junior Chamber International, because this organization is from US and majority of the members are actually non-Malays, and because we subscribe to the values from our HQ in US, so I don't see the issue about women, gender disparity. Anyone can run for the positions, anyone can take up leadership roles, because the what do you call it, the guidelines are clear. If you want to be president, or if you want to be organizing chair, all that, what are the requirements? But I see this the lack of women leaders in national organizations, Malaysian-based organizations. I don't know whether maybe it's a culture thing that men tend to take up more of these positions rather than women lah, right? So this is one of the key things that I notice when it comes to the barriers. I don't know whether it's also self-imposed or it's the environment they have that caused this.
Yeah, I truly agree with that. So it varies with the surrounding that yourself the women surround themselves in, right? Like in different industry we have different problems, barriers. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with what Miss Nurul Huda just said, although there were a little bit voice interruption and a little audio problem. I hope Miss Nurul Huda can fix that before we proceed to the next round. And with while we're waiting for Miss Huda to get that fixed, let's move on to the next question to Miss Aida Ismail. I would like to ask you, what have you done so far to the society to promote women empowerment, whether in aviation industry or in general?
The setup of women in corporate aviation Asia is one of the strong evidence. This is one industry that is so male-dominated, is very sophisticated, very niche, and women involvement is very minimal. We have overall less than 2%, and at the management level, it is less than 0.8%. And I would like to share a story. I am Malaysian and Asian. In our setup, it is quite challenging to see a woman who operates internationally. The company that I'm with is based in the Middle East, where men are very, very strong. Men always rule, and women is really rare. Most of the time I'm the only woman, I'm the only Asian in the room, in the meeting room. So, but I have this mindset. I keep on telling myself that you just need to deliver, you just need to be the very best version of yourself and do it. More often than not, I forget that I'm a woman. I just do it. I just do it. I know my total responsibility. I'm committed to it. I find ways. If I need to sit down and spend the next 18 hours learning about a new project, I will do it. I'll make sure that I am competent enough, I am capable enough, and I'm intelligent enough to sit on board running that project to ensure that that project is successful. So more than anything else, I think it's you. Okay, so women empowerment is one of the pillar agenda in WCAA besides other agenda, that is global networking, scholarship, leadership, and mentoring. My team and I also work very closely with Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, especially in Malaysia. I show up as a speaker in many of their programs. We do roundtable discussion on certain issues, providing solution and make sure that it is sustainable. We also work with other NGO who champion mutual agenda. This way we are very much stronger. From time to time, we also work very closely with university. Youth is very important component in one nation. And you like it or not, there is a lot of girls in that segment. So it is so very important to get them involved, to make them inclusive and listen to them, make them involved. One fine day, they are going to sit on the leadership position and they are going to set the direction and the color of our society.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think nowadays the trend you can see a lot of girls and women are in the higher leadership and the higher how to say the boardship. I myself is the president for my club, and alongside with my other girls in my campus, a lot of women's been joining this. Okay. I would like to remind to the audience to leave your comments, leave your questions on the chat box below so that we can answer your question at the end of the session, okay? So let's get back to Ms. Nurul, Huda. What have you seen a change within the society in women and youth empowerment in the past few years and now?
Okay, I think this pandemic really is also monumental in terms of women issues. If you notice, for example, last few months there was this girl who went viral because she commented about her teacher making rape remarks, right? So something like this you will never see. I think 10 years ago, people will, a young girl will be able to voice out. So I think with the power of social media, this actually helps women to have more to leverage the social media to say and voice out their concerns or their frustrations. Recently, there was another issue on the landmark case on claiming for citizenship for women that are what do you call that that have children born overseas to foreign spouse. Right? So the fact that the High Court, vote judged in their favor instead of of the government is really a great change for our country. Although it's quite sad now that the government is trying to put it an appeal. I hope they will retract back. It's good to see some of the women MPs and a lot of the NGOs are also pressuring on this. So similarly at MDM, we often tend to do activities that empower women through knowledge. So we have a lot of capacity building programs that we do, and basically we have done, like in 2019 we have the women boot camp. So we get like 40 women that we bring to experience leadership in UKM, and then we also have like other other skills that we share during the 5 days program, and at the last day they're supposed to organize the closing ceremony themselves. So basically I think women, I see the involvement of women wanting to empower themselves, wanting to be better has been increased among the youth. So this is a good move, I would say, and it should be continued. I won't be surprised if like another 10 years we will see major change. We will see more women in the leadership roles in the parliament or even in the corporate world.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Nurul, for your explanation. And do we have any comments in the chat yet? Okay, if no, then you guys can leave your comments and questions down below before we proceed to the next round. And we're going to answer the questions at the end of the session, okay? All right, moving on. I'd like to ask Miss Aida, what is the other platform that can help to promote youth empowerment, especially in women? Okay, maybe I can explain a little bit.
One of the very important platform is you yourself, your own self-development, your own mindset. I think this is the most important platform. We can lead a horse to water, but the horse got to drink the water herself. Like, you should be able to understand this is the person, this is the platform that going to lead that empowerment, you yourself as a person. And then number two, I think it's so important to get the right circle around you, women who's supporting another woman, the family and the community who's supporting women agenda. Don't be with the wrong circle, you know, because it will affect you. There is a saying that if you are around 5 rich person, you will be the 6th one. You'll be the 6th rich person. Okay, I give you some of the example. Okay, we have AWAM, the All Women and Action Society. This is an independent feminist non-profit organization that the focus is on victim and survival of gender-based violence, like rape, domestic violence, and sexual harassment. In Malaysia, we are very, very lucky in here because we have plenty. You just need to Google and find them, you know, get connected with them. Some of them are offering internship, you know, volunteering session and things like that. And then we also have Sisters in Islam that is, you know, promoting this group actually help to challenge Islamic law and policy that discriminate against women. It is kind of sensitive, but if you are mindful and careful enough, you should be able to make your own judgment, which area to follow and which area, you know, to think for yourself. Because there are certain things in here, you know, is getting a little bit more extreme and doesn't make sense. I spent a little bit time of my life in Middle East where they understand Quran a little bit more than all of us here in Malaysia, and it is the way they treat women. I mean, now is getting a little bit more open. You know, there are women who CEO of the company making decision. There are women who sitting at the board level and things like that. Okay, and then we have, if you are interested or if you are already participating in business, we have WENA, Women Entrepreneur Network Association. We also have NCWO, National Council of Women Organization, which their core focus is empowering women, advancing gender equity. I like NCWO. They clearly, you know, pushing this women agenda at all levels, even at ministry level, even intentionally they write in the letters and, you know, follow through the, make sure that the policy is non-biased towards the woman. And then we have Tenaga Nita, a non-profit organization also offering refugee and help the immigrant, the, you know, some human trafficking and unfair work practices that happen against women. So we have so many. You just Google them, you will find them. But like I said earlier, what is so very important in here is you yourself. You know, there is too many information out there. Too easy to get information today. More importantly, I think, is you yourself. Get a little bit more knowledge and, you know, sit down, take time to reflect for yourself. You will be able to empower yourself because it's all started with you as a person, as an individual. That's very important platform. Thank you.
All right. So it's us, ourselves. We need to advance ourselves, right? It's all started with us. So, all right. Thank you so much to Miss Aida. Next question to Miss Nurul. So what are the thoughts around your peers okay, regarding this issue, and how do they respond with this Women Empowerment Act and youth engagement? Okay.
I think it depends on which peers group that you are referring to. I have my JCI friends where women empowerment is not an issue. It's like, how do you say, it's natural. It's like, opportunities are given whether you are a guy or a boy or a girl. But for example, in the national landscape, I would say in the national local based organizations, then probably I can see, like, for example, like in MBM, right? Before I joined in as board of directors, before this current board of directors, there's only, if not wrong, two or three women leaders inside. But for our batch this round, we have 6. So it's like double the number of women power in our board now. So, and of course we have our president Jufitri. He's very pro women. So his kids are all 3 of them are all girls. So he will bring his kids for our events as well, and expose to the children even from young to our youth movement. So you can really see the transition, the change. Sometimes we have all this our internal debates and arguments. If my deputy is here, she can share with you a bit more, because her background is she's from Pandu Putri, Girl Guides, so she's even more feminist than me lah. Because I am from the NGO back. My NGO doesn't really deal with feminism issue, all this. So I think, for example, like if you are looking at the corporate, I'm not sure because I have left the corporate line for what, 10 years now. So but I really respect Miss Aida lah, being able to work in the Middle East, knowing Middle East environment when I was in doing audit in Sudan and stopping over in Dubai. It's like, or going to Mecca for the Umrah, all that. You can really see the environment there. I think being a woman in Malaysia, you are so much luckier lah than being a woman in Middle East.
Okay. Yeah, it's true though. In Middle East, back then, in the old days, they weren't even allowed to drive a car, right? The girls, the women. But nowadays they are allowed to. So there's a lot of transition there, as you can see. All right. So I'm gonna read some of the questions. Do you have any questions in the comment? Because we are now going to do some Q&A session with you guys. I hope anyone who have a comment, who have questions that you want to ask to either Miss Aida or Miss Nurul, anything related to women's empowerment or even youth. Okay, we have a comment from Miat. This is a very inspiring session. We hope our students can take this as a good reference. Thank you. All right, there's a new question from Princess Shiro. What is the first step that we should encourage to our young women? Okay, this question maybe can be answered by Miss Aida.
Okay, Shiro, you got yourself one aircraft plane.
Yay, congrats.
Okay, the question is the first step for young women empowerment, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
To encourage.
To encourage women. I think it starts at home. What is the first step that we should encourage our young women? It should start at home. The process of growing up, the first 7 years of our development as human, that is the time where we are downloading the content. Okay, we all are very observant. Kids are very observant. Okay, if they see home is so full of happiness, everyone is reading a book, everyone is having a good food and things like that. So this person will understand, oh, this is how we live, and it will grow and develop and more to be part of the personality. Okay, so it starts at home. It starts from the mother, from home. brothers and sisters at home, because we are the walking example. Okay, the young girls are registering, the programming is playing. So she will start thinking, oh, this is how things has been done. If you always scream at home and using, unpleasant words, she will start believing that it's okay to use unpleasant words. If everyone at home really appreciate knowledge, learning, and cleanliness, she will start believing that this is how the right lifestyle is. When she is encouraged to speak up, she will understand that it's all right for her to speak up. If she is always encouraged, darling, if you feel uncomfortable, you should address this, fix it, and get yourself comfortable. This is how we should operate. Okay, any men and women, young boys and young girls, we should have the confidence in ourselves to be able to be the person that we want to be, because we are very, very unique. We are very unique, and we should embrace and celebrate that uniqueness. Okay, we do not want to copycat and be someone else that we are not. So again, do not give our power to someone else. You want to be able to hold that power. Some people, they've been told to shut up. And if you tell the boys and the girls to shut up, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 12 years, after some time, this person will believe that, oh, I have to shut up. This is how we operate. So empowerment start having the awareness, self-awareness, which of course start from home, to have a control or gaining further control, to having a say and being listened to, be able to define and create from that person perspective, and be able to influence the social choice and decision that affecting how we operate our life. That is need to be done since young. Because whatever that we believe in ourselves, whatever that is preconditioned in ourselves, it started from young. Okay? And it is very, very difficult when you are too long in that situation. Like if you grow up in the family that always, shut up. Don't say it. Okay, be a good girl. Ouch! This person will start believing that I have to be a good girl. I as a person, I strongly believe it is so very important to be a balanced person. You have the positive side of you, and you have the naughty part of you, which is all right, because that is you. We have day and night, we have boys and we have girls, we have things that complement each other as pairs. So I seriously believe that it's okay, it's all right, it's perfectly okay to be yourself. It's okay to laugh, and it's okay to cry too. It's very important to be able to express yourself. This is very important part of woman empowerment. Empower, that power, it must be yours. Do not give it away unnecessarily. If you give it away to somebody else, to other party, for whatever reason, take it back. It is yours.
Yeah,
I hope I answered you, Shiro. Princess Shiro.
Okay, thank you, Miss Aida, for very how do I say? I am very, very honored to hear that from you, because growing up, like you said, I've sometimes that I was being told to shut up, to not act certain way. So maybe we can hear a bit from Miss Nurul regarding the questions. So what, in your perspective and in your opinion, what is the first step that we should do to encourage our young women?
Okay, I think it all begins with yourself. You control your future, you control your life. Of course, your family upbringing has a big influence. If unfortunately your family is very always try to push you down or shut you up, then it will be a big challenge. But you stay at home probably until you finish your school SPM. After that, once you get the chance to go to university, live outside, then you have the power to change your life is actually in your hands. I would say knowledge is of course power. Whenever you can, go and accumulate knowledge that will help to transform your life, make you a more respected person. At the same time, how you can improve is basically by getting involved in organizations where you can take up positions, or you can do things that contribute to society and bring happiness to yourself. So life is not just about work, life is not just about family. You can also incorporate other things that makes your life more exciting, rather than just hari-hari pergi, go to work, come back, eat, sleep. I don't think I can go back to that kind of life lah.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you to Ms. Nurul for your answers. And we have a next question from Khalili Safina. Okay, what that you do to make women empowerment a better place to work? Okay, maybe Ms. Aida can answer.
What that you do to make women empowerment a better place to work? What do I do? Okay, usually at work, I always be myself. If you are in that professional setting, one thing for sure, you need to perform professionally, deliver with integrity, be fully responsible, delivering what you are doing at your best while respecting the entire environment. Because in there you have men and women, like in my working environment, we have so many nationalities from many parts of the world, many parts of background, with tremendous intense pressure because of the operation and situation in some part of the world. So be yourself. This kind of environment will make you a better person. One thing that you need to deliver, you need to be yourself, you need to be a better person, and you need to enjoy the journey. And if sometimes you will hear things happen, and like I said, speak up. But I seriously think if you demonstrate the right attitude, if you always demonstrate professional behavior and be respectful to everyone, it will mirror the people around you, so they in return will be very respectful to you as well. Sometimes I get treated quite funny, because they are still very strong men out there who do not appreciate women, unless and until they know your position, and then the entire conversation becomes differently. By then, for me, it's too late. Too late. If I am a cabin crew, or if I'm a director, or if I'm the CEO, you should be able to respect me as a person, not because I'm a woman. And I always, like, now I'm thankful that I'm at this position. I always encourage everybody to be respectful, especially, we must be supportive enough to encourage women. Women are very special. Women are very, very special. We pay a lot more attention to details. Being a mother, you have the natural instinct to protect, to be mindful, to calculate things to make sure the end result is successful, because you need to arrange everything from the money, from the activities, from people's around you, or you because at the end of the day you just want success, isn't it? So that is what I do in my working environment too, but I also happy that now so many people in the industry, even internationally, acknowledge that there are many women that is so capable. we are so capable to deliver even a complicated, complex, highly sophisticated mission. We deliver that very, very successful. We follow through, we do whatever it takes, we find ways, we make ways, we deliver. We do not give up no matter how intense it is. We find ways, end of the day, all that we know is it is a successful project, no matter what it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Aida. All right. So, do you have any more questions in the chat box? All right. Okay, this one from Anissa Jalil. She says, but not all moms can be a good role model. If so, any other reliable reference or even any well-known support group for young girl, 15 and below, that they can go to without having to rely on adults to help them? There are a lot of girls out there who need guidance and simply have no place to go to. Right, before that, congratulations to Anissa Jalil. You just you get the pin, the aircraft pin from Miss Aida. Congratulations. Maybe these questions can be answered by Miss Nurul Huda first.
Okay, so I think one of the available network will be girl guides. If in school, most schools will have girl guides. Most schools will have Putri Islam clubs. Those are the network if you want to go with all girls lah. But if you want to go, and get mingle with other gender as well, then with guys, then no problem. You can also join like scouts or other youth organization, because at school it is expected that you join clubs and societies. So use that opportunity to to connect with others. If you have any issues, you can speak with your peers or with your teacher assigned for that club. At the same time, I know there's this Datin that runs this like children foundation or children organization. I can't recall the name now. They have programs like, for example, when we did the SDG Summit, Sustainable Development Goals Summit in KL Convention Center in 2019, they have one track is just for children and SDGs. So there is actually a lot of network and support groups out there. And now most kids have access to internet. Most kids have access to the computer. So when you go online, you can research all this. Don't just play game lah. Use this time. You can go in and find, Google up the groups either in Facebook or either in other networks. And I'm sure there are many actually for you to find.
All right, thank you, Ms. Nurul. I hope that answers the question from Anissa Jalil. Okay, that was the last question for our Q&A. Congratulations to Princess Shiro, to Sufina, and also Anissa, getting the pin from Miss Aida. Okay. Now we're gonna have a last questionnaire for Miss Aida Ismail. I'm gonna ask you how to measure women empowerment, and what is your advice to the women youth out there?
Thank you. There is 4 key measurement how you want to measure this. Look at the timeline. Okay, what happened during the year 2020, and what you want to happen in the year of 2022. We should be learning, we should progress, we should grow. So measure yourself. What are the key items that you want to measure? All depends on you, but I would like to suggest a couple of things. For example, income level. It is so important for women, young and not so young, to be financially intelligent and financially stable. So say for example, 2 years ago you only earned this much. you know that this won't be sufficient. If something happened to you, or you will be in trouble. So do something about it. Give yourself 2 years, give yourself 6 months, do something and write it down. Okay, it is so very important to understand. You know, a lot of, women, young and not so young, are in trouble because this one issue, financial, they don't have the money. Like you see domestic abuse, why she stay? Because she got nowhere to go. She don't even own a house. She don't even have money. She's not working. Why you want to put yourself in this kind of parameter? Like I always encourage women, especially the young ones, have your own money no matter what. You can marry whoever you want to marry. You can be somebody's daughter, whatever said and done. But the ability to have your own money, manage, control, and attract a lot more should be in you. And this skill set, generating your own money, should grow every year. There is so many skill sets. And remember, do not ever rely on just one source of income. The pandemic taught us so many wonderful, great lessons. Yeah? Okay. And then well-being. Measure yourself. Okay, are you happy now? Take time to reflect. I always do this before I go to bed. I spend 1 hour, half an hour to reflect. How's my day? Am I a better person today? What actually I could do better on whatever ever happened, so that the next time the result will become much better. Have a journal. Write down. Measure your well-being. Are you happy? Are you doing the right thing? Are you meaningful? Are you purposeful? Are you serving the purpose while you are here now, when you are still here? Life is not too long and life is not too short. So it is so important to measure. Okay, and then one key part that I think we need to pay attention is the education. Formal and informal. Learn. Just learn. Not necessarily from the formal setting. Okay, there's so many free courses in here, and there is so many informal learning that you can learn at home, on the street, when you are buying KFC, when you are reading Facebook, when you are reading news. Don't go to TikTok so much. There is so many rubbish in TikTok. There are small little thing that I think you can learn, but I don't know, go to the right source for the quality knowledge, quality education. Like you must filter, because our time is very limited. Yeah, every one of us, we only have 24 hours in a day. So get that knowledge, get that education, get a proper skill set. Always every year, learn something new, learn a new language, or learn how to make more money, learn how to be more mindful, learn, anything that could bring better value to you as a person. Because ultimately, I think, in my opinion, we want to be a better person. We want to deliver and display our best version when we are still in here, so that we are beneficial to others. We could inspire others, we could share the knowledge, we could help others, able to support others, So this is some of the key elements that I think is important to measure the woman empowerment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Aida, for your very wonderful sharing. I personally would take that advice a lot, because I really went through TikTok a lot in my day, but I'll try to, decrease the amount of time I spend on TikTok and, do something better. Okay. Last question to Ms. Nurul Huda. What or who inspires you to help youth empower themselves, and what is your advice to the women youth out there?
Okay, I think my mentors, one of the key things of my journey, especially in youth organization, is actually having mentors. When I first joined JCI Petaling Jaya back in 2010, my mentor then was the 2011 president. She was the reason why I didn't resign from the organization and stay on until now. And then as I go on to national organization level, I also look up to the national president as my mentor to help me through my journey. So basically, it is very, very important for every person, not just women, young men as well, to have the right mentor that can support you through your journey, can also provide you motivation, also open doors for you, lobby support for you, and give you advice anytime you need. To find a mentor, you have to find someone that you have to have a similarity or share a common interest lah. Otherwise, it will be quite weird for you to just simply, hi Miss Aida, can you be my mentor? It's really weird if you don't have any working relationship or any projects or you're working with. So pick the right mentor that can spend time for you, but at the same time also can give you the tough love you need lah whenever it is necessary. Other than that, I think use the time that you have, like Miss Aida said, don't spend too much time on TikTok. Me being a social media, the digital marketeer, we teach people to use social media for business purposes. So the information on there that not necessarily is actually really genuinely want to educate. It's more of to get more people to watch, more follower, more watch time to increase the rating or the supporters of their TikTok. So you want good information, I would say like YouTube. YouTube has more information, like really detailed tutorials, all that. So I think leverage the time, especially now with the pandemic. Most of us, we can't go out so often. Use this time to increase your knowledge, enhance your capability, make yourself more marketable, more desirable for your career, as well as if you choose to do business, this is also a good time to to try. That's all. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Huda. Okay. It's already 4 o'clock now and we should end the session. But before that, let's have a photo session together with Ms. Aida and Ms. Nurul. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. All right, I hope everyone that's joined today's session got to discover more about the topic that we have discussed, and I hope everyone gained as much knowledge that you get. Okay, now thank you so much to Miss Aida and Miss Nurul for spending your time with us for today's talk. And before, we're ending this session today with a video from WCAA's upcoming event, and I hope you guys enjoy that video. So thank you everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you.